G'day viewers, how are you? Made it to the end of another week. Good job. Friday. Time for Totally Fucked Up Friday. And hey, look, I had 13 drinks before starting this and I forget why exactly. No! Friday the 13th. Yes. Frigga, Triska, Decaphobics, beware, okay? For reasons that are not completely clear to any of us. It's fairly widely regarded. Friday the 13th is unlucky. I mean, I have to admit, when I found out there was going to be a new moon causing a partial eclipse of the sun on this Friday the 13th, I'm not even superstitious, but that seemed weird and portentous. And, you know, all the astrology nuts. I mean, the astrology aficionados were really going to town on that. I mean, hey, yes, sure, pay attention to science when it predicts ahead of time that you're going to get a partial eclipse of the sun on Friday the 13th, but ignore science when it tells you astrology's complete bollocks. You do you, okay? You do you. So I wanted to, do a thing today. It's Friday the 13th. What are the unluckiest things happening in the world? What are the unluckiest fucked up things happening? And look at it. It's England, isn't it? I mean, this week they were all amped up, thinking they were going to make it to the World Cup, soccer final, football World Cup, and didn't. And now they've got Trump. That's like their consolation. Well, you're not getting the World Cup. But hey, you've got Trump now. And it's hilarious how long Trump delayed this visit when it was made clear that people were going to go out of their way to make him feel unwelcome. And there was all sorts of little things. The one that got the most press was the baby Trump balloon. People calling it a blimp. It's just a balloon of a little baby Trump in a nappy, looking angry, floating above London. And it was really funny because they had to get a permit to do it or get taken down. And initially, London Mayor Sadiq Khan said no, but then there was some really spirited lobbying, and he went, okay, a lot of people want it, okay. And I think they were allowed to do it for 2 hours, and it was just hilarious. It just shows, I really feel like the one thing I want to get through to Trump supporters, not conservatives, not even Republicans, but anyone who is an active Trump supporter, and you go, why are people acting like this? This is unreasonable. I couldn't have done this to Obama, despite the fact that Obama was subject to constant racism and vilification. Let's forget that for a second. But you go, oh, and yet that fuckhead on TV, fucking Noodles Spunk Trumpet, what's his name? You know, the fucking Brexit wanker, Nuggets Farrago going, this is like the worst insult to a sitting American president ever. Get it, dickhead? Because he's fucked. That's the thing, I want to tell people, and this goes across the board, like, the ones who are openly using fucking Nazi imagery and outright racist, and they go, oh, why aren't I allowed to be this racist or homophobic, transphobic, misogynist? Because you're wrong. You wonder why people rail against you, because you're a fucking affront to humanity. It's like, why are they doing this to Trump when they never did this to any other US president? Because Trump's not any other US president. Trump fucking seems like he wants to destroy every institution in the world that has stopped us from being at war since World War II. And for me, one of the worst things about Trump is he makes conspiracy theories so plausible. Like, he was meeting with NATO this week and just saying the most ridiculous shit and abusing his most important allies in the world. And people go, you know Putin wants NATO shut down, right? Because that's a limit on his power. It stops his expansionist goals. And lo and behold, you know, Trump seems to be doing one. And I don't like to say things that sound like conspiracy theories, but Trump makes them plausible with his ridiculous fucking behaviour. Like, yes, it's also perfectly possible. The reason Trump is doing these things to destroy Western civilization is because he's a fucking idiot, narcissist, whiny baby. Maybe he's not completely in the pocket of Russia and doing their bidding. Maybe it's just because he's a fuckwit. It's so hard to tell. There's a saying that says, never ascribe to malice that which can be explained by incompetence. And when you look at the shit show that is the Trump administration and the shit they're doing, it's like, well, they might be evil incarnate, or they might just be the most incompetent motherfuckers in the world who their thought has gone as far as, let's smash all this shit. And because you've had people like Steve Bannon explicitly state a goal to smash the established hierarchy. And, Trump certainly did a job smashing the power structure of the Republican Party. And now he seems to... It's hard to tell if he's really going to follow through with it or if it's just bluster and threats. But he seems like he wants to take a wrecking ball to NATO, which is fucking bizarre. So now he's in England and, surprise, surprise, there are crowds of loud protesters wherever he goes. There was the floating Trump baby. There were lots of little touches. I've seen so many things online today that brought a smile to my face. A farmer who realised that Trump's flyover would fly over his phone had shapes put into his crops. Like crop circles, not crop circles, but it's the same thing where you put shapes into his field. So when you fly over, it says, fuck Trump in Russian. And which is like, a very wry sort of sense of humour going on there. But despite the fact he's completely in the thrall of Russia, but Trump can't read Russian. I have severe doubts if he can read English above about a 5-year-old level, quite honestly. But that's a wry sense of humour. I mean, I saw a picture of a blackboard outside a fish and chip shop saying, giving away free fish guts to throw at Trump. You're welcome. And there's one bloke posted a video to Twitter. He just happened to be waiting at his bus stop as he does every morning, and Trump's motorcade come through. So he's just got his phone out and he's doing a video. He's just giving the finger to Trump's motorcade as they go through. And I mean, I also saw pictures. Someone had a Trump Dalek going through London, and it was like a Dalek with a bad cheap wig and a stupidly long red tie. These are all very, very British things to do. It's kind of like that, that sort of protest is, you wouldn't call it passive. It's a fairly aggressive protest, but it's not violent. And there's like shit coming up here in Australia, Canadian fuckheads, Lauren Southern and Stefan Molyneux coming to Melbourne, to Australia generally, next week to spread their, hey, everyone's always told you racism's wrong. We're here to tell you, if you're a racist dog, you're actually right. Why would you say racism's wrong? And it's just like, as they say on the Twitters, don't at me. If you're the sort of snivelling fucking shit stain who's gonna defend these pieces of filth, what did they say that's racist? Fuck you. You're arguing in bad faith. Their whole thing is racism. If you like them, you're racist. There's no grey area. There's no, but I'm only supporting free speech. Fuck you. No, you're not. You're racist fucking filth. If you excuse this garbage for a second, the reason you're excusing it is not free speech. The reason you're excusing it is because you're racist fucking garbage. And there's a fun group of pranksters who've been saying how they're going to show up to this fucking racist palooza, and they call themselves YARD, which is an acronym for yelling at racist dogs. And they say, we're completely pro free speech. We want you to go to this thing because we want to see you and we want to know who the fuck you are. and we're going to yell at you because you're racist dogs. And we're going to video it and put it up so everyone knows you're a racist dog. And we're going to yell at you. And I just love, because the actual supporters of this fucking horse shit have been trying to whip up a phrase like, oh, this is terrorism. Really? Shouting is terrorism? You can say you don't like it. You can say, I think it's mean. I suspect they are going to say mean and cruel things. Because I suspect they're going to do that too. But it's the whole, oh no, we're going to go to this fucking racist wank fest because of free speech. Oh, but if you taunt us, that's terrorism. It's like, these people are so fucked and they're so weak. But it would be very interesting to see what happens, because there will be lots of video of the yard folk yelling at racist dogs. And we're going to get lots of fun pictures and video of Trump in the UK. It's bizarre. It's like they finally decided to host him. But it's... See, and this is another thing Trump supporters don't get. Around the rest of the world, when people think of Trump, they just go, what the fuck is this asshole's problem? He's not normal. Okay? That's the big thing. He's not normal. And... no one wants him around. And people go, oh, we should try and preserve our relationship. While he's shitting on everyone in NATO. Oh, it's a trading partner. While he's coming up with ridiculous, out-of-the-blue bullshit trade wars that are going to hurt everyone, including Americans. And it's just like, Trump is fucked, okay? And this thing, oh, why are you so harsh on Trump? You would have got upset if I sort of did this stuff against Obama. Look, the only reason, get fucked. The only reason you dislike Obama is because he's black. Fuck you. It's just the thing. I just refuse to fuck around with Trump supporters. It's like, if you can actively support that, you're complete fucking garbage. And the thing that you can never get through is like, oh, why am I made to feel bad for being racist? For being homophobic? Oh, for being fucking misogynist? Oh, and for being pro-Nazi? Why am I made to feel... Because you're fucking wrong, okay? It's really simple. It's not an equally valid thing. It's not just an opinion. You are a person of garbage that speaks the garbage, that festers like garbage, and you need to be thrown on the pile of garbage.